Lara Mendoza disappeared without a trace, and Adrian Velasco's carefully hidden secrets began to unravel the very next day. What seemed like a secret late-night affair between a rising Filipina hotel manager and a powerful married Dubai investor turned into a web of corruption, offshore millions, and deadly consequences. When whispers in the hotel hallways became leaked security footage, the city watched in shock as Lara vanished overnight, leaving behind hidden recordings that threatened to expose an empire. Adrian's calm public facade cracked as private investigators disappeared, offshore accounts emptied, and the truth lurked behind every shadow. Was Lara a victim of a dangerous obsession, or the mastermind who would bring a fortune built on lies crashing down? This is the story of ambition, betrayal, and a disappearance that changed everything. Lara Mendoza had built her reputation carefully inside one of Dubai's most prestigious luxury hotels. At just 32, the Filipina hotel manager was known for her discipline, elegance, and sharp business sense. She handled high-profile guests with confidence and kept the hotel running smoothly even during its busiest seasons. Staff admired her leadership, and executives trusted her judgment. To outsiders, she appeared focused only on her career and success. Everything began to shift when Adrian Velasco, a powerful married investor based in Dubai, started visiting the hotel more frequently. Adrian was known in elite circles for funding real estate projects and luxury developments across the city. His presence always attracted attention, but his repeated private meetings with Lara raised quiet curiosity among employees. The meetings often took place late at night in executive suites or restricted lounges, areas not typically used for routine business discussions. At first, the encounters seemed professional. Investors and managers met regularly to discuss partnerships, but small details created suspicion. Security logs showed extended hours behind closed doors. Special room requests were made under coded notes. Certain camera angles and hallways near the meeting rooms were temporarily disabled during specific time slots. Whispers spread quickly through hotel corridors. Some staff believed Lara was securing a major investment deal. Others suspected something more personal was unfolding. The situation escalated when an anonymous source leaked selective security footage online, showing Lara and Adrian entering a private elevator after midnight. Within days, gossip turned into scandal. Then, without warning, Lara failed to report to work, and her sudden absence shocked everyone. Adrian Velasco maintained a calm and controlled image as news of Lara's disappearance began circulating through Dubai's business community. He continued attending investor meetings, appearing at luxury events, and posting carefully curated family photos online. Publicly, he showed no signs of stress. Through his legal representatives, he denied any inappropriate relationship and dismissed the rumors as attempts to damage his reputation. Behind the scenes, however, financial investigators uncovered troubling details. 2 days before Lara vanished, Adrian authorized a transfer of several $1 million to an offshore holding company registered under layers of shell corporations. The company had no clear business operations and no publicly listed owners. The timing of the transfer raised immediate suspicion. Hotel executives quietly reviewed internal communications and discovered emails expressing concern about Lara's closeness to Adrian weeks before she disappeared. Senior management had debated whether her interactions with him were crossing professional boundaries. Yet no formal action had been taken, possibly because Adrian's investments were critical to the hotel's expansion plans. Meanwhile, Adrian's wife, Sophia, abruptly left Dubai with their children. Her departure fueled speculation that she knew more than she revealed. Media outlets framed the story as a scandal involving betrayal and ambition, but investigators sensed deeper motives. As reporters chased headlines about an alleged affair, authorities began examining Adrian's financial network more closely. The missing manager and the suspicious money transfer suggested something far more complex than a personal relationship gone wrong. Police officers sealed off Lara's apartment and began a detailed search for any sign of forced entry or struggle. The space was neat and undisturbed. Her clothes were still arranged in the closet, and personal items remained exactly where they should have been. Her passport was missing, which initially suggested she may have left the country willingly. Yet her main suitcase sat untouched under the bed, and there were no signs she had packed for travel. Her laptop and an external hard drive, however, were gone. While examining the ventilation system, investigators discovered a small hidden storage device taped inside a wall vent. The discovery immediately shifted the direction of the case. Forensic experts recovered dozens of copied hotel security recordings spanning several months. Lara had secretly downloaded footage without authorization. The files revealed more than just her late-night meetings with Adrian. They showed private gatherings involving investors, unknown foreign businessmen, and confidential document exchanges inside restricted hotel areas. Envelopes changed hands. Briefcases were opened briefly before cameras shifted away. Some timestamps matched days when large financial transfers were recorded in corporate accounts. One clip captured Adrian in a tense exchange with an unidentified man in a private lounge. Their gestures appeared sharp and confrontational. The final video file on the drive was partially corrupted. Its timestamp matched the exact night before Lara disappeared. Investigators believe that whatever was recorded in that missing portion of footage could explain why Lara had gone to such lengths to collect evidence, and why she vanished without warning. Digital forensic specialists worked for days to recover fragments from the corrupted video file found in Lara's hidden drive. Slowly, broken frames began to reappear. The footage showed Lara entering a private presidential suite late at night. Adrian followed minutes later, accompanied by another unidentified man whose face was partially hidden by the camera angle. The three remained inside for nearly 2 hours. No audio was available, but their movements suggested an intense discussion rather than a casual meeting. When Adrian and the unknown man exited the suite, Lara stayed behind. She appeared to be reviewing documents spread across a table. Then, without warning, the hallway camera outside the suite lost signal for exactly 11 minutes. The blackout was too precise to be accidental. Phone records added another layer of mystery. Earlier that same evening, Lara had placed a call to an international investigative journalist known for exposing financial crimes. The call was brief but deliberate. According to the journalist, Lara hinted at possessing proof of large-scale illegal property deals and hidden offshore transactions involving powerful figures. Investigators now considered the possibility that the affair rumors had been a convenient distraction. If Lara had uncovered financial misconduct tied to elite investors, her disappearance could be connected to silencing her. Before authorities could formally question Adrian about the meeting, he departed Dubai unexpectedly for what his office described as urgent business overseas. His sudden exit intensified suspicion and shifted the investigation from personal scandal to potential corporate crime. Airport surveillance teams reviewed hours of footage from the night Lara disappeared. Official departure records showed no ticket issued under her name, and immigration databases confirmed she had not exited the country using her passport. However, cameras near a private aviation terminal captured a hooded woman arriving in a dark vehicle shortly after midnight. Her face was hidden beneath a mask, and she carried no visible luggage. Her height and posture closely matched Lara's. The private jet that departed less than an hour later was registered to a corporation indirectly connected to one of Adrian's senior business partners. Flight records listed the destination only as a neighboring country, but investigators later discovered the aircraft continued onward to another jurisdiction known for strict financial secrecy laws. At the same time, cybersecurity experts analyzing Adrian's company servers uncovered unusual activity. Sensitive files related to property investments and offshore accounts had been downloaded using login credentials assigned to Lara. The downloads occurred hours after she had already failed to appear at work. This raised troubling questions. If she had fled voluntarily, why access company data in such a risky way? If someone else used her credentials, it suggested deliberate framing. Financial records also revealed that millions of dollars had vanished from several accounts linked to Adrian's network during the same period. The synchronized timing between the flight, the data breach, and the missing funds pointed to careful planning. Investigators struggled to determine whether Lara had been forced into silence or had orchestrated her own disappearance as part of a much larger strategy. Weeks after leaving Dubai, Sophia returned quietly and requested a private meeting with investigators. She no longer appeared as the distant, protective spouse seen in social media photos. Instead, she carried a folder filled with bank statements, printed emails, and handwritten notes she had collected over several years. She admitted she had long suspected Adrian of financial misconduct but lacked proof strong enough to confront him publicly. The documents revealed prior investigations in another country where Adrian had once faced allegations of fraud tied to collapsed property investments. Though no conviction had followed, several partners had claimed large sums of money disappeared under complex offshore arrangements. Sophia explained she had hired a private investigator months earlier after noticing unexplained transfers and secretive trips disguised as business conferences. The investigator's report outlined repeated late-night meetings between Adrian and various foreign businessmen inside Lara's hotel. It also highlighted unusual access logs showing Lara entering restricted financial systems not typically under her authority. Large transactions were processed within hours of those entries. This information blurred the line between victim and participant. If Lara had accessed financial systems knowingly, she might have been involved in shifting funds. Yet her hidden recordings suggested she was collecting evidence rather than covering tracks. Before investigators could question the private investigator further, he stopped responding to calls. Days later, he was officially reported missing. His disappearance deepened fears that anyone connected to uncovering Adrian's network could be in serious danger. 2 months after Lara vanished, authorities received a report about a burned vehicle discovered in a remote desert area outside Dubai. The car had been completely destroyed by fire, leaving little more than a blackened frame. Inside, investigators found human remains in the driver's seat. Due to the intense damage, identification required advanced forensic testing. Early media speculation immediately linked the body to Lara, and headlines suggested the mystery was nearing its tragic conclusion. However, DNA analysis revealed a different identity. The remains belonged to the private investigator hired by Sophia. The discovery sent shockwaves through the case. He had been actively gathering evidence on Adrian's financial activities before disappearing. His death transformed the investigation from a suspicious disappearance into a confirmed homicide. Forensic teams examined tire tracks near the scene and matched them to a luxury SUV registered to a shell corporation connected indirectly to Adrian's broader business network. Phone data recovered from the investigator's damaged device showed he had been tracking someone's movements on the night he died. The final GPS coordinates pointed toward a warehouse district known for private storage facilities. At the same time, international border agencies flagged unusual travel records connected to Adrian. He had reportedly entered a Southeast Asian country using documentation that did not match his primary passport details. With one confirmed death and Lara still missing, authorities began to suspect a carefully staged narrative designed to mislead investigators and control public perception. The true scope of the operation was becoming far more dangerous than anyone first imagined. Nearly a year after Lara disappeared, the investigation had slowed and public interest began to fade. Then an encrypted email arrived in the inbox of the same international journalist Lara had contacted on the night she vanished. The message contained detailed financial spreadsheets, scanned contracts, offshore account numbers, and a list of investors connected through layered shell corporations. The documents mapped out a complex money laundering network stretching across multiple countries. Attached to the email was a short video file. In it, Lara appeared seated in a dimly lit room with no identifiable background. She looked thinner and exhausted but calm. She did not reveal her location, yet the message was clear. She had uncovered evidence of large-scale financial crimes involving powerful figures. The tone of the recording suggested she had chosen to disappear after realizing her life was in danger. Within days of the journalist publishing the documents, international authorities issued arrest warrants for Adrian and several associates tied to the offshore accounts. Financial regulators froze millions in assets connected to the network. Adrian was detained abroad while allegedly attempting to secure residency under an alternative identity. Despite the breakthrough, Lara never returned publicly. Some investigators believe she had entered a protected witness arrangement under another government's supervision. Others suspected she had carefully planned her disappearance from the beginning, using the affair rumors as cover. The scandal that began as whispered gossip inside a luxury hotel ultimately exposed an international financial empire built on deception, and the woman who vanished overnight became its most unexpected catalyst.